certifying badasses one podcast at a time. Teaching you to love Monday. Check your baggage at licensed-to-be-badass.com and hop on the bus to Badassville. Turn up your energy with Mustang Monday. Here once again in the driver's seat is Kelly Orchard.
Okay, so hey everybody, Kelly Orchard, Badass Certifier in Mustang Monday with Michele Brewer from Micheles Place.
Hi.
And your role here at Micheles Place is?
Director of Operations.
Director of Operations. That means you perform all the surgeries on everybody.
Exactly.
Right?
Yes.
Okay, you're removing cancer and everything else.
Yes.
Sorry. No, but that you run the whole facility.
Yeah. And I'm also the project manager overseeing all the wonderful construction that we've been doing for 2.5 years.
So how long you've been with Micheles Place? 6 years now?
6 years, yes.
All right, so tell me, okay, I really wanted just to get to know you, but we were talking about what your tip might be, and it was really funny. I like your tip. What is it?
My tip is suck it up, Buttercup.
Suck it up, Buttercup. Could be worse.
Exactly.
Let's get going. Yeah, so why is that your tip? I mean, just...
it just always has been. I think we all have things in our lives. We all go through things. We've all been through things, and things could be worse.
Mm-hmm.
I think that and working here definitely
gives perspective.
Gives
doesn't
me
it?
Perspective. Just when I think I'm having a bad day, I'm like, you know what?
Mm-hmm.
It's really not that bad.
Yeah.
It could be a whole lot worse.
Yeah.
So
when before I became licensed as a psychotherapist, I spent, you have to do intern hours.
Yeah.
And then my first internship was at a hospice agency, and my role was the grief counselor. And it was my job, literally, every morning I had to go in and I had to check the board to see who died the night before. Mm-hmm. And so literally, these people in work in hospice, their work was literally about life and death. That's when I had that, like, okay, then everything else is okay.
Yeah.
It's like, so right now it's like, all right, so like people who work in a restaurant, it's just chicken. It's, if you work in a coffee shop, you're just making coffee. It's like, even if people are mean or nasty, it's like, it's not life or death.
Yeah.
But you guys are working in a life or death industry. So for you, it is very enlightening when you have had a bad day to say, okay, it's not so bad.
It's not that bad.
Yeah.
It really isn't. And, things happen.
Yeah.
Things happen for a reason, and it'll pass.
Mm-hmm.
It'll get better. It may not get better, but, life is too short as it is.
Yeah. So what do you do to suck it up, Buttercup? What do you do?
What do I do?
How do you do it? Yeah.
I live life.
You live life?
Yeah, I've got a great daughter and a wonderful husband, and great friends, and I work with the best people.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I work here at Micheles Place, and this is literally like my second home.
Mm-hmm.
So it's part of my life, and I just love everyone I work with, and that just makes it easy.
Well, okay, so I'm new here at Micheles Place in the concept that I'm now a tenant, and so you're kind of my landlord. But as I'm getting to know everybody, I sat down with you and say you've been here 6 months, 6 years, 6 months, 6 years. It probably feels like 6 months. It goes by so fast, right? But you didn't. What did you used to do before this, and how did you find your way to Micheles Place?
Okay, so not weird, but I used to work for a marketing advertising firm with a great woman. She knew her stuff, and I learned a lot from her. And through that, we did everything for marketing and advertising. Think about it, print ads, commercials, radio, television, billboards, all that type of stuff. And she had a knack for managing events, and we became very good at that. And one day, Jillian Larson walked into the office with this crazy idea, which has turned into a great idea, for Reality Rally. And she wanted us to help her with that. And
so that's where that came from. So I've heard of the Reality Rally in the years that I've been here.
Yes.
So you used to help run that.
So we helped run that event, which was a 3-day. Well, it was a 3-day event, and then when they did a golf tournament one year, that was like really crazy. No sleep, 4 hours of sleep, I think, total over the 3 days. And from that's how I learned about Micheles Place. And we just worked on that every year, and I got to know Kim, and there came a point where I felt like, in advertising, everything is due like the day before type of thing. And so I felt like I was missing out a lot on my daughter growing up. She was in high school, already a junior, and I just kind of had this idea. I'm like, I want to do something meaningful, different. And so I was going to call Kim for a meeting to just kind of pick her brain about the nonprofit world, and she probably would tell me to like run. But that meeting never happened, and it just, the timing, and she called me up, and we chatted, and I was looking for another place to work, and her person was ready to retire, and so it was just
timing was perfect. Yeah.
And I've been here ever since.
Yeah. And so what do you love about working here, working for Micheles Place?
Well, I love what we do for the community, and you know, seeing people come in, and you know, they're terrified because they don't know what to expect, and you don't know what you don't know, and they don't know why they're here, and they come in, and just the looks on the faces of a lot of people when they leave is just so rewarding, when they're smiling, or if they had a mastectomy and they now have prosthesis and they're, you know, pushing their chest out and just happy, you know, they feel fulfilled and happy. And our navigators are so wonderful, and they leave here feeling really good, and that feels good. And then just the growth that I've seen in myself with Micheles Place. Yeah, I never thought, I mean, I knew nothing about construction, never thought that I could even build anything, and I've learned so much.
Well, yeah. Well, I remember when I met you, he was like, well, I've turned out to be like, I'm like a general contractor. He's like, I know more about construction than, well, no more than me, for sure. Yeah, you know, but I think what I love that is that you're willing to learn it, though. I haven't seen one complaining look or voice.
Well, trust me, in the beginning, I was thinking
like,
screaming
okay,
a little
I'm
bit.
not all that great.
No, I sort of found out that I was going to be the project manager, not directly from Kim, but Bruce. He's like, he came into my office and he's like, oh, he's somebody working closely with you. You're going to be the project manager. I'm like, what?
All right.
Kim's office, and I'm like, she's like, oh yeah, I was going to talk to you about that.
Yeah.
Okay.
So what are some of the terminologies that you've learned through the process that you didn't know before that now it's like, oh yeah, piece of cake, you know?
Oh my gosh, you know, it's funny you asked that, because in the beginning, Bruce printed out a sheet for me of construction.
Let's describe who's Bruce.
So Bruce Nimmo is our contractor.
Right.
He's overseeing this. I couldn't do it by myself. I mean,
yeah,
I do
you
not look like that.
Yeah.
Well, even the designing wouldn't look. Yeah, I'm not a designer either. But he printed out a glossary for me of construction terms, which I still have not used. So I don't know what the purpose of that was. But there's really nothing interesting that I mean, no. Baseboard, doors.
Okay.
timely frame meeting.
Yeah, I love that he handed you I want to get a hold of that glossary.
I still have it.
Construction terms.
And he got me a little toolkit, which I use.
Yeah.
And then I have a pink hard hat.
Yeah.
And Dina bedazzled it. It's really pretty. It's a pretty hard hat.
Oh my gosh, we should have had you wear it.
I know. I didn't even think.
Well,
about
we're gonna
that.
when we get the group, you can wear it when you come out. Yeah. 'Cause Kim wore her crown.
Well, it was her birthday.
I know.
She fired me too.
She fired you?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think she fired all of us.
Yeah.
Yeah.
For what? Just because she can?
Because she can. Some of the birthday items in her office.
Oh, yeah. She asked me, she came out here, she goes, you see what those assholes did? I'm like, you know we're recording, right? And she goes, I don't care. I'm like, well, all right.
Yeah, so she fired me when I walked in the door. I'm like, again?
No.
Okay, she'll get over it.
Yeah. You know, for such a serious business, this is such a fun place to be, Micheles Place. You know, and I think that if I was to share with anybody, myself, on the experience of being in this kind of environment, is that it is very supportive and very much like a team, and the love that goes around is contagious. You know, whether it's the volunteers, you know, so I walked in as a stranger to all of you, and I've had to kind of navigate my way around as well. But now it's like, now they know me. It's like, hey, Kelly, you know, it's like, or hey, badass. And I think you get that same response when you're a patient. You know, and you come in and you're welcomed. Like you said, it's like to watch them when they walk in and they're terrified and they're scared and they've just been diagnosed. I mean, that's usually when they've come.
Yeah.
And I know that when I was diagnosed with my heart condition, I had no idea where to go or what to do or what was going to happen. And that's exactly the same with these individuals. And now we don't just call them women now, because it's more than just breast cancer. You know,
cancers.
and even though men can get breast cancer, it's not very prevalent, or but now it's all cancers, and so it's such a bigger responsibility.
It is, it is, and it was a responsibility that we can take on in our old location, but once we moved here, there was really no reason. I mean, it was just natural. It was organic. We knew
I mean, you got so much space,
and even at the old place, we never turned anyone
right.
away.
You always had the resources. Just
we just didn't advertise it because we didn't know what that would look like, and if we could handle that. But we're handling it.
So, what do you do for fun, Michele? What is your life outside of Michele's Place?
Well, I like food.
Okay, well, don't be ashamed of that. We all like food.
I like good food. We just like to go out on quick little day trips. We like to go to San Clemente, go out to eat. We have our favorite restaurants. We go to Fallbrook. We'll go down to San Diego. That's what I like to do for fun. Go out and try new places.
So you're a foodie. Yeah. What are your favorite kinds of food?
Good. I'll eat.
I'll eat good food. Yeah.
I'll eat good food. Like anything from Italian to Korean to Chinese.
Do you cook as well?
Mexican. I do cook.
Yeah. My son is a chef.
What? I know. I did. How do we not know this?
Because I'm just sharing this with you now.
Has he?
He's a chef.
He belongs in our kitchen.
He belongs in your kitchen for sure. Well, now he went to culinary school and he graduated. It's been 10 years now, so he's worked at different restaurants. But he's worked at some of the wineries doing the fine dining, and then he's worked at some of these corporate restaurants doing the corporate management training. And now he's. I'm not going to give a free plug unless they pay me, but he's over at one of the golf courses, and he's the banquet person. So he's in charge of catering all the events now.
Well, we would love to have you cook us a meal.
So, but the thing about cooking though is like, so what I know is that he comes home and he experiments with recipes and stuff.
Oh,
it's a lot of fun. So like during the COVID, he was living with me, and here he is. He's a bored out of work chef, and a lot of my lady friends were like complaining. We got together and they're complaining about how much they had to cook. I'm cooking for my family, and it's like, I haven't even turned on a burner in 6 months because I got a personal chef living at home with me. So the foodie thing, it's like I get the trying the different restaurants and going out. That's fun.
Yeah, I'll try anything.
Yeah,
I will try and eat anything.
Yeah. What's your most extravagant experience in food selections?
Well, there's this great sushi place in Dana Point called, is it Genkai? I think it's called Genkai. They have really, really good sushi. So like, I'll eat like the giant clam, octopus.
Okay.
Still moving when they cut it.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh wow. Still moving.
They cut it.
Okay. I'm not that bold. I'm brave, but not when it comes to that. It's like, wow. All right. So so your husband too. You guys, that's what you two love to do. You mentioned you have a daughter.
Yeah.
How old is she?
She's 23.
23.
Yeah.
All right. So
I had her very young.
Yes, you did. Because I'm like,
I did have her young, but not very young.
You were like 9.
Not that.
Sorry. You look very young.
15. No.
Okay. All right. Yeah. All right. So 6 years at Michele's Place marketing before, and your tip is suck it up, Buttercup.
Yep.
So if you don't like live octopus and you're out to dinner with her, suck it up, Buttercup. You're going to eat it anyway. Is that?
Well, I wouldn't, no. I wouldn't force that on anybody.
Yeah. Well, I like this. Like, life is hard. Is basically it, and so it's like life can be hard, so we can suck it up, and so I know that you mean that in love. And
be kind. Life is hard enough as it is for people. Just be nice.
Yeah. So suck it up the bad stuff, and be kind. I love it. Kelly Orchard, Badass Certifier, here with Michele Brewer from Michele's Place. She's the rockin' person who has the keys to the castle, to Kim's castle, basically. Oh, that's funny.
For now.
For now, as long as she employs you. Yeah. Right? Because she just fired you.
Yeah, she just fired me.
Just fired you. All right, well, this is Mustang Monday. I'm the Badass Certifier, and we are here to remind you, read that with me. Be bold, be brave, be confident, and be badass.
If you enjoy these interviews, you can watch videos of Mustang Monday on Kelly's YouTube channel, too. Grab your Badass Habits ebook. Get started on your badass journey. Go to licensedtobebadass.com.